Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. This time of year, it's really the time for new collections in the stores, and we are well beyond the period of heavy discounts and heavy promotions. So obviously at the end of last year, we've had a Singles Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then at the end of December, you usually see companies going into their end of season sale, which will then last until the end of January. Of course, some companies or most companies will always have some sort of promotions or some bags on sale or other items, obviously. But as we are now proceeding into the new season, I thought it might be nice to do a video about all of these bags that I've gotten during the promotional period. So that's somewhere from the beginning of November until the end of January. A number of these bags you might have already seen either on my channel or on my Instagram. I'm not the type of person to just leave stuff in a box, so I can unbox it over time and show it to you guys. In any case, I don't really like doing unboxings because my initial reaction during an unboxing is usually not representative about how I will feel about that bag, usually after a week or so. So I wanted to start with the bags that were also in my 23 bags on my radar for 2023 video, which I put out at the end of last year. So honestly, I went a little bit rogue here. There's only 2 bags that I got in the exact color and size that I was planning to get them in, and for these bags I found it like really important to actually get them in the specific color and size. So the first one is this MCM Anna bag, and then there's also this Marc Jacobs bag. So let's talk this MCM bag first. This is the MCM Anna tote. This is in the smaller size and this is in blue. You might see that we have a little bit of a theme going on here. Actually, I'm quite happy with myself that I didn't go forward and buy a lot of black bags this period. So the MCM Anna tote or bag, I think this is sometimes also called the Tracy bag, so I'm not 100% sure if Anna is actually correct, but yeah, let me just call it the Anna. So it is in blue. It has sort of this bordeaux-ish glazing, which I found really interesting. It is a round, very structured tote with a top handle. Here is the bottom. It sort of resembles the Elleme BB from Louis Vuitton, but obviously it's a little bit different. It has a slip pocket here at the front with a magnet, and the rest of the bag opens with this zipper. Let me just get a little bit of light in here. Beige interior, zip pocket, slip pocket. Perhaps if you are looking for an alternative for an Elleme BB that is going to be full leather, just a little bit cheaper, then this might be an interesting one to have a look at. Although I think it is smaller than the Elleme BB. It does fit like a smaller can of soda, but it doesn't really fit a full-size water bottle. It comes with this strap, which as you can see doesn't attach to the side, but it has the D-rings over here and one in the back. It's nice on the one hand because the D-rings are really well hidden away. On the other hand, it's kind of difficult to attach the strap and you really have to bend the top handles forward to attach it. So I took it off for this video, but usually I'll just leave the strap attached because this is a pretty cute top handle, but this also really works well as a crossbody style of bag. Then I also got this Marc Jacobs or the Marc Jacobs J Marc bag, fairly popular style at this point in time, although not as popular obviously as the tote bag. This one comes with a metal chain. It is detachable, but you can detach it from the D-rings actually, so it doesn't have any clasp. It's quite a nifty feature because you don't have any clasp, so it doesn't really show any clasp either. On the other hand, I can use this on this bag, this chain. If I want to use it on another bag, I will have to attach, for example, some O-ring to it that has an opening. Overall, a very nice bag. I really liked the color on this. I think it's beautiful. It also comes with this very thick webbed strap. I haven't used this because I find it just a bit too massive. I suppose it's also very light, so I'm scared I'm just gonna get it dirty because I know what I'm like. So I got another webbed strap in a very similar color to this bag, which I will show you at some later point in time. It's a fairly flat bag, so it's perhaps not super spacious. It does have this pocket on the back, which is really nice, but it really does hold all my essentials. This J Marc bag also comes in a smaller size, but I just really more like the square shape of this one opposed to the more rectangular shape of the other one. Also has a slip pocket here on the inside, zippered pocket the dust bag is in here, so that's what you're seeing. I've worn this a couple of times already. Just really nice, easygoing bag, although with the chain strap you can also dress it up. The only thing I don't really like about it thus far, but that is in the design of the bag, is that you cannot open the clasp from here. You really have to pull the flap, and you kind of have to pull it on the right side, as you can see, or I just pull it on both ends. The magnet is pretty strong, but yeah, you really have to pull it kind of from the right end, and there's not really a good way to just pull it from the clasp as I'm used to with these types of flat bags. But overall, very happy with this one. Then moving on to the bags that I wanted, but I went a little bit rogue with. Let's start with this A.P.C Grace bag first. So I actually got 2 of them. The thing is that I said I would get the small size, but I actually ended up buying the mini, and I ended up buying, well, I think just the regular size, this is called, but this is the largest size in the range that they have. So let me start out with this mini. For this one, I really fell for the color because this was actually the color that I wanted to have. I got a good deal on it, and I thought it was just really cute, and that this works really well as a crossbody bag. It did mean that I ended up punching a couple of additional holes in the strap. So now this really, let me try to show it. This really has a crossbody length. So usually you have the hole over here and the hole over here, which makes it really more like a shoulder bag or a very high crossbody bag. So I just opted to punch an additional hole a little bit further down the strap to really make it a long crossbody strap. Would be very cautious if you go about doing this, because yeah, you have to punch 2 holes. You have to also make it as such that if the strap is folding over, that the holes will fit. So I basically just measured out 10 centimeters from this hole and 10 centimeters from the other hole. That's where I decided to punch the holes. And yeah, I think I did a reasonable job, but I really have to wear this crossbody and then still hope that the strap, well, doesn't really like come loose of itself. Anyway, really beautiful color. It pretty much goes with anything. It's really like this caramelly gorgeousness. Overall, very happy with the color of this bag. Also, sort of in the size of this bag, I'm not really sure that I would want to have this lusciousness in a bigger size, if that makes sense. Really, the main downside with this bag is that it doesn't really fit a full-size phone, and I told myself that I wouldn't get any more bags that don't really fit a full-size phone, which I failed at, as you can also see from this tiny one over here, but I'll get to that in a second. Obviously, it will fit my flip phone very easily. I'll be able to wear this one for hopefully a long time to come. That was not all. I also came across this larger size. I think this was eventually more than 60% off the original retail price, which is why I couldn't resist it. This is just a tad larger than the small version. I think about 3 centimeters, which is, I guess, a little over an inch. And for this one, I'm really not messing with the strap. I'm just leaving it at the shortest length, which is the shoulder length, so that I also don't really ruin the strap any further. Plus, yeah, I think that this one just looks the best as a shoulder bag. These A.P.C bags are very similar in layout, so I will just show you this one. So the clasp, it's not magnetic, it just will fold in to here, and then it really closes shut very nicely. And it has 3 compartments. It's a bit of an harmonica style bag. So you have this compartment here in the front and this one in the back, which holds the care cards. There's not really a lot, especially for the mini, that you can stuff in here. And then it's just one big compartment. For the larger size, exactly the same thing. Also one big hole in the middle, no slip pockets or anything. And a front and a back compartment. This bag is often seen as a dupe for a Celine box bag. Personally, I like this design actually a little bit better. I think the clasp is nicer. But the lower price tag on this bag is also very obviously a pro, because it is a beautiful bag, but it is a very smooth leather, and I'm kind of scared that I will ruin it at some point in time. What I found with this bag is, well, I've only had it for a short while, but I think that this hardware is quite prone to scratching. The strap is quite prone to wrinkling, because I've messed quite a bit with the strap on this one. There's already quite a lot of wrinkling going on. Also, yeah, you cannot take off the strap on these bags, so ideally you just kind of hang them somewhere, because if you just set them down, yeah, the strap is going to sort of do awkward stuff. I think you also cannot really pack the strap in the bag, because it will just fold in odd ways. So yeah, these are beautiful bags, but I think design wise they perhaps could have made like some different choices, or also just added a couple of extra holes in the strap so you just had a bit more of versatility. But for the price point, especially because these bags do go on sale, and if you're on the lookout, you can definitely get like 50 or 60% off. They're really pretty, they're really classic, they're really timeless, so it might still be worthwhile investing in one of these. Then moving on to the final piece, which is these Givenchy Antigona in the mini size. So this was a bag I said I would get in a grained leather, and I got it in a smooth leather. I think this is the box leather, and I said I would get it in a neutral color, and I got this in its super bright red. So the reason I went for this is because I got a very good deal on this. I think I eventually managed to get this with more than 60% off. So for that kind of money, I was willing to settle for a different color. I mean, it is a very cute, nice pop of red, and yes, it does have the smooth leather, which I'm more likely to ruin, but then again, if it's not such an expensive bag, it's also not such an expensive concern. Givenchy Antigona, at least this one, came with this strap. Honestly, I don't really like this strap. There's kind of a theme with straps on these bags that I either don't like the strap, or I don't like the way that they attach, or they just don't function all that well. Anyway, for this strap, it is just very hard to adjust it, and well, I've tried to, because it has like these studs and you have to maneuver the leather over the studs. I've tried doing it with one stud and it actually damaged the leather, probably because it's also the smooth leather, which is, as already said, more prone to getting damaged. So I'm just leaving this strap as it is, but because of that, I don't really like the way that it looks, because there's quite a lot of leather coming out, or I would have to perhaps store this in another way so it doesn't do that. Anyway, I would want to have this on the longest setting, but basically I can't, or I would have to take it into a store perhaps, but I don't think I have one close to me, if there's even one in the Netherlands. So I'm just leaving this one as is, and yeah, I might wear it. I'm not 100% sure. I also have a Givenchy Pandora in a very similar color, which has a much longer strap, so I'll either use that strap or just another strap I have lying around, or I'll carry it top handle, which is also really cute. I would have to say I'm surprised by how nice of a pop of color this Givenchy in this bright red is. I think I don't really have to give you a lot of demonstration about the insides of this bag. It has a zipper pocket, it has some slip pockets, so nothing very new or special there. Then on to the bags that I was not planning to get, or that I did not have on my radar. Let's start with this Jacquemus Le Chiquito bag. I've been kind of eyeing this for a while, just because it's such an iconic bag, and I know that people are saying now that it's out of style and it's impractical and it's not something you can really get away with anymore. But I thought it was really cute. I was kind of disappointed because this actually doesn't even fit a Galaxy Z Flip phone, or at least I have the 4th edition of that phone, and although it can technically fit in this compartment, the bag doesn't close anymore because it's really tapered at the top. So this is really a bag that you should just have for a couple of cards, a lip gloss, and your keys. This is actually the male version of this bag. It comes with more of this utilitarian strap. It is quite short, which I found kind of disappointing, so it's already on the longest setting, and that makes it a very high crossbody for me. I don't really see why you would wear this as a shoulder bag. So again, one, I'm not very happy with the strap, but I got this again for a good deal, for around 50% off on the retail price. So I thought it was just a nice one to have in my collection. Very cute, like the silver hardware. Would have to say, because it has the utilitarian strap, I think I might just add another pouch or something to it, or I suppose I can just hang my phone on the utilitarian strap and it might be a look. We'll have to see. I haven't actually worn this, but I think I actually will, and it won't just sit pretty on my shelf. Then the last sort of luxury or contemporary bag I got is this bag from Elleme. This is the Vosges, I think it's the pronunciation. It appears to be named after a region in France. Earlier I gave you a review of the Elleme raisin bag, and this is a very different style, although to some extent it's related because it also has these loops. So I got this, I think, with around 70% off, so it ended up being very cheap because Elleme is already not in such a high price range. It kind of reminded me, in terms of this shoulder strap, also a little bit of how you would carry, for example, example, a Hermes Lindy. And I was quite pleasantly surprised. Elleme always has nice detailing, so this bag has feet, for example. This bag actually also comes with a pouch. This is kind of similar in style, perhaps not quality like the Saint Laurent East West tote, so I think there the leather is, well, just a tad nicer because Elleme doesn't have such good leather as Saint Laurent, but the pouch is fairly similar. You can also wear this as a wristlet. It has a nice zipper tab. It's some nice detailing. It doesn't fit all that much. It's just this rough suede on the inside, while Elleme bags are usually lined with some nice microfiber lining. It's kind of hard to see here because it's all black. But yeah, especially given what I paid for this, I was quite pleasantly surprised. It also fits my MacBook Air. I cannot put a sleeve around it or anything, but it does fit. It closes with this magnetic closure. It has this clasp on the inside over here that you can attach the pouch to, or perhaps your keys. I've also attached my phone to it because that also has a ring. So even though it's a fairly open tote, you can keep some of your things secure in here. For example, with that clasp. It also has a large zippered compartment. You can see it pretty much going all over the width of this bag. It also has 2 slip pockets at the front. Not a bag I would pay full price for. Also in my video about the Elleme Raisin, I expressed my concern with the leather. This is also this very smooth leather. This will scratch easy, and I think that if it damages, it will just be white underneath because the leather is not tanned through and through. But for the, I think I paid less than 120 euros for this. So for that type of money, getting a designerish or contemporary brand of bag, I really should not complain. And then on to the last bags, which are not designer or anything, but just wanted to give them a special mention. So these are the bags on the far end over there. So they're both from Myomy, which I think is a Dutch brand. This is their most well-known model, the My Paper Bag. It kind of resembles a paper bag. You can see the serrated top of the leather over here. Myomy always uses very nice leather. It's always super rough around the edges, like they don't use any glazing or anything on the edges of bags, but the leather is really good quality. The craftsmanship is well done. What I like about this brand is also their ethical way, particularly the way that they support women in developing countries, giving them a fair wage to produce these bags. And yeah, they really just come out with these low-key, timeless classics that, yeah, you can really use for a very long time. I think this is not a brand that you can really get outside of the Netherlands or Belgium. I think they're also like in Austria or Switzerland. If you're in Europe, then you can also check out Vinted for pre-loved items. It's a brand that I really enjoy and a style that I really enjoy. I used to have a squared version of this bag. It was in a grained white leather, but first of all, I don't really gravitate towards white bags. I've figured out by now. And secondly, that was just not like perfect in size, so this elongated shape makes it much easier to carry a laptop than the square shape. This just gives me a lot more space and is nicer to wear. And then last but not least, this Sarah bag, also from the brand Myomy. This is one that I've already seen for, I think, a couple of years. I was always interested in getting it, but also on the other hand a bit scared because this bag is really huge. It's a combination of smooth leather and grained leather. Well, I just told you I don't gravitate towards white bags, but hopefully, because this is half not white, will actually work for me. Again, very rough around the edges. Base a bit more structured than the rest of the bag, but not very structured. The other bag actually has a sheet of wood in the bottom, so that provides the base with a bit more structure, but that's not the case for the Sarah bag. Myomy bags also usually come with a zipper on top, so they're actually for tote bags, quite secure, and there's just a massive amount of space in this bag. And I mean, it's heavy in the sense that it is a leather tote, but it's also not super heavy. So I think this will be nice for work, for travel, because this was not so expensive. Like usually these bags do retail around 200 euros, but I think I paid less than 70 for each one of them. So these are bags that I expect to be long wearing, but that I also don't have to worry about all that much when I do wear them. So now that I've shown you all of these bags that I've purchased, I also wanted to touch a little bit upon what will be next. So first of all, because now most of the good deals are over, I will hopefully go more into a low buy status, and I will be more critical about the bags that I get, just because the discounts are not going to be all that good. Secondly, I got a lot of bags. Like, this is quite a lot of bags, of course, for a 3-month time span. And I'm looking around my closet and I'm just seeing so many beautiful bags that I really want to start using, that I want to start enjoying. So I'm really going to put the brakes on a little bit more. Also because I don't always have to be looking for the next new bag. There's so much to enjoy in my current collection. And then thirdly, why I also will be slowing down is because I want to put some money towards other things. I also want to start putting some money towards our mortgage again. I mean, we are paying it off in any case, because that's now also an obligatory thing in the Netherlands. If you've closed off a mortgage in the last, well, I would say 10 years or so, then you're also required to pay it off within 30 years. Usually we try to put some additional deposits towards our mortgage just so that the monthly payments will be lower. Also this year I hope to be going on holiday with my significant other. So that is also something I want to reserve some money towards. Most likely we'll be going on a biking holiday. It's very, well, I wouldn't want to say it's a very Dutch thing to do. It's not that Dutch people go on cycling holidays all the time. We do know obviously how to cycle usually, because we cycle a lot in this country, but we went on a cycling holiday before and I really enjoyed it. So it's something that I want to do again. But because we will be going on a somewhat longer trip, I might be getting really like a decent travel bike, and those are also fairly expensive. So I think I'll be sacrificing some of the back fund to be getting a new bike and, well, sell my old bike. Speaking of selling, I've also been moving on some things from my collection. I already said that I sold one of the Myomy bags that I had. So right now I'm focusing on selling some of the less expensive items. I have a couple of Michael Kors bags that I'm not really using anymore. So it's really mostly bags like those that I'm moving on, but it does bring in some additional money, of course, and it also gives some additional space, which is really the biggest benefit right now. Given that I know myself, definitely some more bags will be coming in this year, I suppose, but I'll really try to restrain myself to just put that money towards some other priorities that I have besides building out my bag collection. So yeah, these are the new bags to my collection, so you can expect that over time I will start reviewing them and start using them more in my videos. If there's any of these bags that you would like to get more information on, or that you would like to have a review on, also because I know a number of them are not reviewed all that often or not all that thorough thus far, let me know down below in the comments and I'll try to prioritize that. I think I won't be reviewing the Myomy bags. Perhaps I'll do a collection video because I have quite a number of them right now, but because they have such limited availability and especially not overseas, I think that will not be all that interesting. But of course, if you do want to know more about them, let me know and I'll do a video. So that's it for now. Hope you found this interesting, because today I suppose it was not all that useful. Feel free to drop any questions and thoughts down below in the comments and I'll get back to you. For now, remember, there's a styling, a situation and a taste for everything, so don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, or as we would say in Dutch, doei!